What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. How is everybody doing? This is the late night view. It's late night wherever you are. I always have to say that at the beginning of every late night view, I feel like, because some places it's actually like in the afternoon. Like if you're in America, it's like 2 p.m. If you're in, say, South Africa or somewhere like that, it's actually a bit later. Over here, it's 7 p.m. So it's late night somewhere. But, you know, it's the late night view. We're going to talk about everything Manchester United. International break, I know, I'm one of those people that maybe it's not very patriotic of me. I'm just, every time an international break comes around and it's Manchester United, I always feel like, and I was thinking coming into this international break a little bit like maybe things are going to be a bit quiet, even though everything that's been happening. I thought maybe things are going to be a bit quiet. Oh no. Heard any news recently? Have you heard any news, guys? There's a lot going on, isn't there? There is tons going on at the moment, and that's the world of Manchester United, isn't it? Flex and KG had the Flex and KG show. Why wouldn't they? Because it's their show, and it's them. They had it yesterday, and like they said in the thumbnail, United are in chaos right now, and I don't think that's overly dramatic. I really, really don't. I think it's a fair assumption. Manchester United are in chaos at the moment. There's all this leaks and managerial pressure and boards not doing anything and Solskjaer going on holiday and players getting time off. It is craziness. But as always, guys, in the midst of all of this craziness, settle down, enjoy yourself, put your feet up. You're with friends here, you're with company here. Smash a like on the video. As always, let me know where you're watching from as well, because I'll get your comments up on the screen as we always do here on United View as well. We've got a great community here, a real great community here. Let me know where you're watching from, because this is what I mean about the time. Music Land says it's 2 p.m. in Jamaica. Oh, I wish I was in Jamaica. I've never been. I tell you where I am. Very grey, very rainy. That's not just the UK in general, where I am specifically. Very grey and rainy. TJ says, look, it's 9 p.m. in South Africa. Exactly. This is a late night view. Lots of people saying where they're watching from. India, Manchester. Paulson saying this club has given me a headache. You know what? Take an aspirin, if you want. I'm not a doctor. Lay back, enjoy yourself, relax. We'll get through it all. We'll talk about it. Kada says it's 12:30 a.m. here in India. I appreciate you joining us tonight, Kada. Man, you've got the commitment to not only Manchester United, but also United View as well. Fantastic. Absolutely love it. David Lee from the mods, as big up the moderators as always. Big up the free seats. I'm a man of the free seats. You know me. So yes, enjoy yourself. There's plenty to talk about. What I do want to start off talking about as well, because of course it is an international break. And what would an international break be without talking about Paul Pogba? I feel like every time there's an international break, I know this for a fact, by the way, because I did quite a few late night views in the last international break, and we spoke a lot about Paul Pogba, because international break plus Mino Raiola equals Paul Pogba's future. Let's discuss. It happens all the time. Every single time there's an international break, we talk about Paul Pogba and his future. Even though Paul Pogba's injured, by the way. Even though he's injured and he's out for, 8 to 10 weeks, we'll speak about what that could mean for Manchester United going forward as well. Even though he's out injured, we're still talking about his future. And we will continue talking about his future, because until he signs on the dotted line or he announces that he's not going to, we're going to have to keep talking about Paul Pogba. Now, this is an interesting one, because last time there was an international break, there was that story that came out, and it's very similar. The pattern's very similar here. So this story came out from L'Equipe. How do you say this? Is it L'Equipe? I got an A actually in GCSE French. Yes, very very bragging. I know. I did French and German condensed same time. Don't know a word of it now. It just goes to show, doesn't it? Like essays and exams, they're all memorization. Anyway, from L'Equipe via Sport Witness, they have said that Paul Pogba, quote, makes no secret, end quote, of his desire to sign a contract extension with Manchester United. However, he wants to be the highest paid player in the Premier League. Now, there is a plenty to break down when it comes to that story there. So the reason I say it's interesting is because from L'Equipe last time, this is essentially the same story. You remember before the last international break, the story was virtually the same. Paul Pogba was talking to his French teammates privately. He's made no secret in private, which is kind of an oxymoron. I've made no secret, but I'm talking privately about it so no one knows about it. That is a secret, by the way, still. Oh, don't tell anyone it's a secret. I'm not going to tell you, but I just don't, whatever. So it's like the same thing they said before. I'm making no secret that I want to re-sign with Manchester United. It was the same outlet at the same time with the same French teammates during international duty before. It's the same thing. It's the same story, saying that he's making no secret of his desire to sign a contract extension with Manchester United. So either it's the outlet, the journalists going to the same people in the French camp, in these French players, whoever Paul Pogba is talking to, and they're saying, like before, Pogba wants to stay. He's very open. He's making no desire. He wants to sign a new contract extension with Manchester United. And when I saw that, I just went, I've heard that before. I've heard that before. It feels like very much like that's just the same story, or it's the same time of Mina Raiola can't even be bothered to come up with something creative anymore. It's a copy and paste one. Send that out. No desire. So, no, not hiding his desire, rather. So, I don't know. The thing that really caught my eye about that story, though, is when he said, however, he wants to be the highest paid player in the Premier League. What? Highest paid player in the Premier League. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the highest paid player in the Premier League right now is Cristiano Ronaldo. I think, right? I think that's it. I don't know that to be. I think that's right. You can let me know in the free seats if it's not, but I think it's Cristiano Ronaldo. So Paul Pogba wants to be paid more money than Cristiano Ronaldo? Mate, that to me, if that's his condition to stay at Manchester United, then he should go. Because even Cristiano Ronaldo at 36 years of age, 37 years of age, 39 years of age, 40 years of age, 45 years of age, Cristiano Ronaldo is worth more than Paul Pogba. Cristiano Ronaldo is in the discussion to be the greatest football player to ever walk the planet. Okay, he's up there. He's in that conversation. Ronaldo, Messi, Pele, Maradona, whoever your preference is, you can't deny Ronaldo's in that conversation, in that topic. At any point in his career, should Paul Pogba be making more money than Cristiano Ronaldo? Not as well, just at the same club. At the same club, that is crazy. That is mental. That is crazy. And I said before, and look, I'm not afraid to admit I was wrong. I did say before that I felt that the Paul Pogba, will he, won't he stay at Manchester United, that dilemma, that drama. I said before that I didn't think it was about money. I thought it was about success. But if that story is accurate, then it's partially about money. Oh, it's partially about money. Myself, and just because we've seen it on social media, we've seen it in an outlet. L'Équipe is very reputable, by the way. But just because we've seen it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. I still do think success has a part to play in it. I don't think we're going to see the end to this Paul Pogba drama until the summer transfer window, until right before his contract expires. I really do. Whether that's at the end of June, whether that's just before in May or anything like that. I still think, and this has always kind of been my preference and kind of been my feeling on it rather, is that he will just wait and see. He will wait and see how successful Manchester United are, what ambition they're showing, what the chances are of them to win anything, and then he'll make his mind up. The issue of that is, of course, is that we're not being very ambitious at the moment because we're staying with a manager that ultimately is failing. We're not anywhere near winning anything, certainly a league title, Champions League. I think it would rival Chelsea's Champions League victory in 2012 in terms of just a club that's just so far off it that somehow gets through the Champions League. And that's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. We're struggling in what was meant to be an easy group. So if Paul Pogba was looking around going, okay, where is the ambition here? Granted, they had a good summer transfer window. They bought Ronaldo, they bought Varane, they bought Sancho. Sancho's training as a wing-back right now. Varane's injured. Ronaldo's carrying us through the Champions League, and yet I think I should be making more money than him. That doesn't point in a very good direction. Now, obviously, a lot can change. A lot can change because the manager could change. It doesn't look like it's going to anytime soon, but the manager could change, and we'll have to wait and see by that. But if Paul Pogba, if it's a deal of I want to make more money than Cristiano Ronaldo, and I want to see if Manchester United is going to be successful or not over the course of the next 12 months, 18 months, or in the near future, then he's practically a goner. Because yet making more money than Ronaldo, and what is on the horizon in terms of success for Manchester United? Nothing. And I'm saying that as a Manchester United fan. I wish Manchester United was successful. I grew up with Manchester United being successful. Do I see us winning a Premier League in the next 2 to 3 years? No, I can't even say not with this current manager, not with this current board, not with this current structure. And Pogba's not an idiot. He'll know that. And at the same time, if he thinks he can get more money than Ronaldo, then probably it's curtains. So I saw that and I was like, wow, I really was surprised by that. But you can let me know what you think about that one, as always, in the free seats. But this is the thing with the Pogba thing, so it doesn't end there. And this is the problem when it comes to the Paul Pogba pantomime that happens every single time we have an international break, is you get a story, and this is exactly what happened last time. You get a story that's basically Paul Pogba, he's open to staying. He's open to staying. He wants to stay. And then within hours, most of the time within hours, sometimes within minutes, certainly within 24 hours, you get a story that also says he's going to leave. He wants to leave. He's open to leaving. So you never know where the truth is. As with anything in life, it's probably somewhere in the middle of all these stories. You've got stay, leave, and it's actually in the middle there. That's why I say it's going to be consistently on and on and on and on and on, that this thing drags out. I really do think so, because the next story that came out when it came to Paul Pogba was from La Gazzetta dello Sport. By the way, yeah, that's my pretty good Italian accent there, by the way. Pretty impressive, right? No, it's not. I butcher pronunciations. But they are a reputable outlet. Look, they've got over nearly 2 million followers on Twitter. I know, what does that even mean? But they're reputable, of course. They've said, and again, here we go, Paul Pogba recently told Mino Raiola that he would prefer a return to Juventus rather than a move to PSG or Real Madrid, even if it meant giving up some money if the contract is for 3 years. So at the same time that you have Paul Pogba, he's very open with those close to him. He's very close to his friends and his teammates in the French national side. He's not hiding his desire to re-sign with Manchester United within hours. It's then, he's also told Mino Raiola, I would prefer a move to Juventus. So what can you believe? What can you believe? I don't know. It's Mino Raiola just doing his thing. International break. People aren't talking about Pogba. It's almost like, and this is very, very, maybe I'm being a bit conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat guy here, but sometimes you have to look into these sort of things. I kind of look at it as Mino Raiola might have looked at this and said, look, Paul Pogba, usually when he goes on French international duty, he plays well. Last time they won the Nations League, he played well. The discussion then becomes, why can't he play well for United? And couldn't he play well for Juventus? Or wouldn't he play well for PSG? Wouldn't he play well for Real Madrid? And then he kind of looked at it, Mino Raiola, and went, wait a minute, Paul Pogba's injured. He's not going to play for France this time. He's out for 8 to 10 weeks. How do I keep people talking about Paul Pogba? How can I keep United and these other clubs on their toes about the availability of Paul Pogba? Why don't I throw out there, once again, that he's not hiding his desire to stay at Manchester United. He wants to stay. But at the same time, I'll throw another story out there that says he would be open and prefer a move to Juventus over PSG and Real Madrid. It's almost like we know Paul Pogba isn't going to play for the next 2 months or the remainder of this year. Certainly isn't going to play well for France because he's not playing. So let's just keep the attention on him. That's what it kind of feels like. Because again, and I've mentioned this before when it comes to Paul Pogba and this fascination with a Juventus return. That's why I kind of didn't think it was about money, because Man United can offer way more money than Juventus can for Paul Pogba. At the end of the day, Juventus, whilst they would have probably preferred Ronaldo to stay, they didn't mind too much that he was leaving because his wages were so astronomical. But what I will say is, look at Juventus post-Ronaldo. They ain't doing too well. Where are they in the league? Like 8th, 9th? Something like that? They were meant to be winning the league 10 years in a row, all that kind of stuff. But I look at Paul Pogba and I say, right, so at the same, and this is where you have to try and find the truth in this, and it's such murky waters. You're sifting just through piles and piles of crap, of horse manure, to actually find the truth under there. It's like trying to find a truffle or anything like that as a pig, because you're just sifting through just shit. It's all this kind of stuff. You're sifting through it to try and find the truth, because why? This is why I'm confused by this. Why would he prefer a return to Juventus, even though it would be less money? But at the same time, if he wants to stay at Manchester United, he wants to be the highest paid player in the Premier League. Again, that's an oxymoron. They're two different sides of the story. This is the thing with Paul Pogba. It's a pantomime. It is. It's just an absolute pantomime. It really is. It's constant. It is absolutely constant. And I just, and at the moment, to be honest with you, when I see this Paul Pogba stuff, I roll my eyes anyway. I roll my eyes anyway, but also, we have bigger things. We have bigger things going on at Manchester United right now. Like, we just lost to Liverpool 5-0, our rivals at Old Trafford. We got outplayed by Manchester City, embarrassed at Old Trafford. We've got a board that has no ambition, and they're content with us barely scraping in the top 4, even if that's a possibility this season, when we should be challenging. Maybe not winning the league, maybe not winning the Champions League, but with the players we've got, we should be challenging. And at this time, the board are just happy to give everyone a week off. Oh yeah, just have a week off. Don't worry about it. We've got way bigger problems to focus on than Paul Pogba going, I might stay in Manchester or I might go to Turin. I'd be like, whoa. There's an inferno going on at the moment here, Paul. Stop waving your contract around. That's what I would feel like. I mean, that's what I would feel like. And that's what my kind of reaction would be at the time. I was like, man, I get it. You still are a priority, but it's kind of like, again, the building's burning down and Paul's like, yeah, but what about me out here? You're out in safety. We'll get to you eventually. You know, there really are bigger fish to fry right now. And it's just a distraction. I think it's a distraction and it's unneeded at this point in time. It shouldn't be at this point in time that we're talking about Paul Pogba. I know I have for the last 15 minutes, but we still should be shifting that focus on the board, the directors, the owners of this club. What are they doing right now? And the answer is nothing. Head in the sand. Nigel Pearson, you're an ostrich. I want to wheel Nigel Pearson out. Get him in the boardroom and just go, you're an ostrich, you're an ostrich, you're an ostrich. Because that's what they are, head in the sand. You know, whatever you want to call it, Friends FC, Mates FC, Paper Over the Cracks FC, whatever. You know, that's what it kind of feels like. And it shouldn't be a Paul Pogba distraction. It really will. And I know I've already spoken about it for 15 minutes, and I can see some of you said, let's just move on. I don't know. We've got over 650 people watching, so smash a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Road to 100K, by the way. I've still said to Flex, I was like, maybe we can get to 100K by Christmas. You never know. You never know. We can see, but we've got, honestly, such a great community here, so many great opinions, and that's what it's all about. It's about opinions, it's about people sharing their opinions, sharing their thoughts, all that kind of stuff. So, super chat from Tabarez says, the legend Owen, I don't know about that, Tabarez. I don't know if I deserve that. Says, legend Owen in the house, big up, Glazers out. Well, I think that speaks volumes, Tabarez, and I'm with you. I absolutely believe you. Let's see what else people are saying. Zifu says, Pogba is like Balotelli. Very talented, but not too sharp and very overrated and overhyped. Interesting. Emmanuel says, it's all spin by the club. Shamble. I tell you what, Emmanuel, you might not be wrong. Maybe it's a case of Managerial. Maybe it's a case of the club. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm with you. It does feel like a deflection. Absolutely does feel like a deflection. And it's the Pogba pantomime. Every single international break, it feels like this. Finally, when it does say to Pogba, this goes back to the report from L'Equipe, says that a source close to Pogba says he, quote, lives in his bubble and does not pay much attention to public criticisms of him. So if you were worried, Paul Pogba might see this and be angry and upset. He lives in his bubble. And in fairness, that's nothing really new. We know that. Pogba doesn't pay attention. Pogba doesn't care. When they asked him about the whole Graham Souness thing, he went, I don't know, who's he? Which I kind of appreciate, because the Graham Souness thing is just ridiculous. It absolutely is ridiculous. Of course, he is out for 8 to 10 weeks. I know I saw some people that said, oh, this is going to be the last time Paul Pogba plays for Manchester United. No, not the case. I really don't think that's the case. Paul Pogba is going to be out for the remainder of this year, 8 to 10 weeks. He's on his way back to England to be assessed by Manchester United's fitness department, whatever that means. Whatever that means. If he's assessed by the Manchester United fitness department, that means he's probably playing against Watford. You're out for 8 to 10 weeks, you can play. You can play. Get him on pitch. He'll be fine. Ask Marcus and Scott what happens. You'll be fine. You can play. Harry Maguire. You won't fit. You can play. Absolutely. It's just ridiculous. Super chat from Keegan says, let's take a second here. Okay, let's take a second. Says, WTF takes a week off, or who the F, shall we say, takes a week off with the club doing so poorly. Donny and co must be hella confused by this. Pogba has to go. So obviously what Keegan is referring to there is, of course, those, it's not even reports, but images, wasn't there? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has taken the week off. He's been given the week off, rather, and gone back to Norway to visit family. Now, obviously, there are people on international duty. I'm assuming the players must have been given time off as well, or the players are there still being coached, whatever. I'm with you, Keegan. What does that look like? Just the optics of that alone. If I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I'd say, I don't care what I'm meant to be doing. I don't care what's meant to be planned. We're doing badly. This isn't, I don't have much favour left with the Manchester United fan base, to be honest with you. Yes, there are people like myself. I'll always respect Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I will. He's a legend of the club. I don't think he's the right manager for the job. I think they should be looking elsewhere. And again, that's not me being a toxic fan. That's not me being, you're not supporting the club. I love Manchester United. I have since I was a kid. It's the only ever football club I've ever supported. I've been allowed to support by my family. I've actually got Mancunian blood in me.
right? Which I know people will say, not a Mancunian accent, whatever that means. Look, just what does that look like? If it was me, like every Manchester United fan is hurting right now. They are. You can't watch those Liverpool results, the result against Liverpool and the result against Man City, and not hurt. You can't just see this club that's just in chaos right now. And that's what it is, chaos. Whether it's leaks coming out, whether it's Ronaldo shocked by the standards, how much they've dropped. Bruno Fernandes is like leading some senior players and concerned about what the coaches are doing, what they meant to be doing. You've got fans upset the board's not doing anything. You've got club legends even clashing with each other. Now, you've got all this stuff going on, and it could be avoided, but we're not doing anything about it as a club. The directors, as always, have a week off. Come back. It will blow over, because that's the mentality. That's the mentality that the Glazers have. Any kind of controversy or scandal, let it blow over. It'll blow over. Remember that report? Things have calmed over. Have they calmed over? Do I seem calm? This is me. This is me at a 10. But it's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But when it comes to the Pogba thing, and going back to the injury, him being out for the remainder of the year, I know some people have said, oh, it's going to be the final game he plays for United. No, it's not going to be the final game he plays. He's not going in January, I don't think. I mean, I would be flabbergasted if United let him go in January. Basically, their stance, as far as we've seen, according to all of these reports, is that they've been basically willing almost to run the risk of letting him go on a free transfer. There's still, there's all those reports about Pogba wanted to re-sign in 2019. United said no. United had an offer on the table earlier this summer. He said no, but he's open to staying. I don't know. The Paul Pogba circus continues, and it feels like it's just going to continue to just carry on and on and on and on. It's like EastEnders. It's going to become the longest running. That's not right. I was going to say EastEnders' longest running soap opera. Is that EastEnders? It's not EastEnders. Is it Coronation Street, or is it something like Neighbours? Is it something longer than that? I don't know. I didn't expect that tangent where to go. Super chat from Paul says, Owen, what do you think is worse, not getting out of the Champions League group or getting dumped out in the first knockout? What do you think the board's excuse will be? It's a good question, Paul. To be honest, the Champions League group, obviously, the optics of that will be worse, because considering the group that we're in, I did the draw with Flex when it happened. We did it live here on the channel, and we said, what an easy group. We did. We said, what an easy group. And I don't look back on myself and go, oh, and you were so foolish for thinking that, because I still think it's kind of the same, in the sense that if Manchester City, Liverpool, or Chelsea had that group, look at Liverpool's group right now, by the way. Liverpool's group, they've got AC Milan and Atletico Madrid. They've got a tough group, and they're doing fine. Can you imagine Manchester United in that group right now? Could you? And I don't want to be those guys that constantly compares us to our rivals and all that kind of stuff, but it's true. If we were in that group, oh my goodness. Really, honestly, we wouldn't have a chance. We wouldn't have a chance right now. And we're in a group that was meant to be the easy group, and we're just clawing our way through it because of Cristiano Ronaldo is clawing his way through it. It wouldn't look good not getting out of that group. But I do understand what you're kind of getting at there, Paul, in the sense that if we do get out of the group, which I do think we will, but it's kind of like, again, it shouldn't be this complicated. But if we get through that group, it's kind of like what a lot of people are saying, but then what? Because once we get into that knockout phase, should we draw a PSG, a Bayern Munich, even like an AC Milan, or whoever, Atletico Madrid, even Juventus, who aren't doing well at the moment. They're doing better in the Champions League than they are in Serie A. But even those clubs, if we were to get them, like I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible here, guys. But if we got them, what do we think we're going to do? And I kind of see what you're pointing there. Like, what's the difference? Like, what are we going to win the Champions League? Strange things have happened, but I wouldn't put a bet on it. Put it that way. So I think to answer your point there, and I will give you an answer, what's worse, obviously, is not getting out of the group. Can you imagine Cristiano Ronaldo in the Europa League? Cristiano Ronaldo on a Thursday with that music? Oh. He just walked down the tunnel. He started flailing his arms once again. I've had enough of this. Walk down. Cristiano Ronaldo can't play in that competition. He can't. And that would be... On United, there would be so many people criticising United for that. Can you imagine the embarrassment of it? You had Cristiano Ronaldo playing in the Europa League. What a club you've become. So, I don't know. I really don't. Super chat from Akeen says, if Bruno Fernandes played as a CDM or pushed out to the wing every other game like Pogba, do you think he would be inconsistent too? It's a good argument, Akeen. It's a good argument. What I will say about it, though, is that, because I understand what the point you're making is that Paul Pogba, he's never played in the same position. Is he ever played as just the central midfielder? He's always moved out to the left wing, or he's sacrificed which is crazy to think for Fred and McTominay and all that kind of stuff, which is fair. But Paul Pogba was consistent way before he was being played as a CDM or a left winger. Paul Pogba's consistency issues go back to when he signed for the club in 2016. Moving to the left was in the last 18 months. Yes, he played as a CDM, or they played deeper, certainly. But when it comes to Paul Pogba, he's been inconsistent almost the entirety of his time at Manchester United. The fact that we constantly have these discussions, where is the best position for Paul Pogba? How do you get the best out of Paul Pogba? If Paul Pogba wasn't inconsistent for pretty much the entirety of his Manchester United career, we wouldn't be having this conversation of how do you get the best out of Paul Pogba, because we would be getting the best out of him. The fact that we don't know how to is a reflection on, obviously, the management team, but also is a reflection on Paul Pogba, because he's been inconsistent under Mourinho. He was inconsistent under Solskjaer as well. That is a problem with Paul Pogba. So I understand the point. I do understand the points, but I think Pogba's inconsistency things it is what it is. Nearly 1K watching, by the way, guys, so be sure to smash a like on the like button, as always. There's nearly 1K watching, and it's only 190 likes. Oh, my goodness, guys, come on. We've got to get those up. We've got to pump those numbers up. We've got to take your frustration out on the like button. Take it out on the like button. Smash the like button instead of punching the wall or anything like that. Not that I would recommend that, I must say. But let's move on from Paul Pogba, because there are a couple other things I do want to talk about. One is, obviously, there's lots of speculation surrounding the future of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's lots of speculation on who could be the person to replace Solskjaer should he leave. And it's kind of a difficult one to talk about, I know, because I'm not massively one for speculating on who could come in when we still do have a manager in charge, in the sense that I think a decision has to be made first, and I think we know what decision most people think is the right one. Again, I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the right man for Manchester United. I think that the general consensus is right. He's taken the club as far as he can go. Not necessarily he's done a bad job throughout his whole tenure at United, but he's taken the club as far as he can go, and I think that's the fair assumption. I'm not going to be one of these guys that comes on and berates him, or comes on and gets personal, or insults him, or insults his nationality, or anything silly like that. But what I am going to say is I don't think he's the right man for the job, and I think the evidence is there. The evidence is just watch any United match this season that wasn't the opening game, and you'll see that he's not the right man for the job, or he's taken it as far as he can go. That's the situation. But there are some speculation, some rumours about who could be replacing him, what to expect, what not to expect. Before I get into that, Super Chat from Brad says, where is the best position for anyone with this Ollie ball? It's been two stories. Lack of talent early on, then lack of style and structure lately. I think that's fair, Brad. I think that is fair, because that's been the case for quite a few people, hasn't it? Where's the best position for them? When it comes to Bruno, is he a 10? Or do you play him is he less of a 10, more of actually a second striker, a shadow striker? There have been people saying about he should play as an 8. And, there's been stuff about Jadon Sancho recently. He's playing as a right wing back in training, which, by the way, you remember Louis van Gaal tried it as Angel Di Maria? And I know, Di Maria, snake, bottle, whatever. But he played him as a left wing back. And at the time, people are going, oh my God, you bought Di Maria for 50-something million. You're playing him as a wing back. Sancho, you bought him for 75 million. He's training as a right wing back. What's the difference? Seriously, what is the difference? But yes, talking about Solskjaer's future, etc. This comes from Radio Master. This comes from, I'll get the journalist names right. It comes from Chris Winterburn, who says, Manchester United are set to keep Solskjaer for now, which again, everyone knows at this point. Everyone knows that Solskjaer is safe. His future, he's going to be staying at United. Well, put it this way, Solskjaer is going to be in charge against Norwich, unless something, of course, develops, but I don't see it at this point. If it had happened, it would have happened, I think, by now. So Manchester United are set to keep Solskjaer for now. Ralph Rangnick, of course, there's been speculation about him. He's open to taking the United job. He would be interested. I think he's got a senior position at Lokomotiv Moscow or something right now, but still he would be interested. But Rangnick doesn't expect to be contacted for the club for the job. United's intention moving forward is to hire Brendan Rodgers, but the club will need to convince fans of such a plan. So and like with anything, you take it with a pinch of salt. Take it with a pinch of salt. This whole Brendan Rodgers thing, I will say, I know, and I said this with on the Full View on Sunday. I said this with the Full View on Sunday. Is there something to the Brendan Rodgers link or story? There is something there. Obviously, there is something there in the sense that, and I know you can't look at the bookies odds for general, like, exclusive information or real pinpoint information. But what it does give an indication of, which I think is interesting, is it goes to show where people are putting a lot of money. And where does that information comes from that they're putting a lot of money? Brendan Rodgers has been, like, the odds-on favourite for the Man United job for the last, like, I want to say over 10 days, even before the result against Manchester City. He was the favourite, and everyone was saying, where is that coming from? So obviously, there is some admiration for Brendan Rodgers. Has he verbally agreed to become the Manchester United manager? Of course he hasn't. Is he Manchester United's, pick to replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? I don't think so. And the reason I say I don't think so is because if you look at everything we've seen since the Manchester City result, since Liverpool result, this board still think that Ole can turn it around, or even if they don't think he can turn it around, which is, again, it's kind of like my opinion. I don't even think that they think that Solskjaer can turn it around. They just either they just think, oh, there's no one we could bring in right now. There's no one we could bring as an interim, or there's nobody we could bring in to replace him. There's no succession plan. There's no whatever. And I think they just think, oh, we'll get through to the end of the season. Champions League qualification is still a possibility, which is a joke. Champions League qualification is still a possibility with this side, with Cristiano Ronaldo, with Bruno Fernandes, with Rafael Varane, with David De Gea, with Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford. The list goes on and on of the players we have, with Paul Pogba still in this side. But Champions League, we should be aiming for that fourth spot. Oh, come on, show some ambition. Either way, this thing saying that Brendan Rodgers is the club's pick, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't even know. I really don't even know. And this is my opinion, of course, but I don't even know if they've even thought about that. I really don't. I think they're just thinking, oh, we'll put it off to the end of the season. Oh, we've got to focus on bigger things. Ed Woodward's leaving. Oh, Ed's leaving. We've got to get him on as a consultant. We've got to get him a leaving gift. It's nearly Christmas as well. We've got to get him some Christmas presents. We've got to throw a leaving do. We've got to do all this kind of stuff for Ed first. Don't worry about Ollie. He'll keep it steady near enough. He'll keep it steady till the end of the season. That's what I kind of feel like they're thinking about. So when it says like Brendan Rodgers is the preference, I don't even know if I buy it. Hypothetically, if he was Manchester United's pick to replace Solskjaer, I always think that, like I say this about Brendan Rodgers, right? When you didn't know about Brendan Rodgers, when you didn't know that he was linked, shall we say, with the Man United job, what was your initial gut reaction? Let me know in the live chat. What was your initial gut reaction when they went, and the person that they're thinking is going to replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, and they go, Brendan Rodgers. What was your initial reaction? First word that came out your mouth. And for me, it was like, no. And that's not a slight. That's not a slight against Brendan Rodgers. It's not. It's not a slight against Brendan Rodgers at all. It's just a case of like, we're talking about, this is the problem, the criticism on Ollie. Right, he doesn't have a style of play. Does Brendan Rodgers have a style of play? He does. He does. He does have a style of play. Is he better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a manager, as a coach? Yes, he is. But I think, I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of Premier League managers are. But is he better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a coach? Of course, yes, he is. Does he have a style of play? Yes. Is he someone that you can see being Manchester United manager? Is he someone you can see winning trophies with Manchester United? I just don't know. And I do think there are better options out there. Now, you can ask me, what are those better options? Are they Zinedine Zidane? I don't know. I don't even know if he wants to come to England. Maybe it is Erik ten Hag. Bayern Munich wanted him in 2019 when Hansi Flick was like the interim manager at the time. Bayern Munich wanted him because he was a coach there. Obviously, he's got something about him. And maybe it is a case of we wait till the end of the season, see if we can get Ten Hag. But the Brendan Rodgers thing, I just go, I just don't know that's the right pick. I really just don't think that's the right pick right now. Again, if you had to, you said, Owen, it's either Ollie or Brendan, basically. You can only choose the two. I think people would go, well, okay, then, fine. It's like being at McDonald's and they'll go, look, the milkshake machine is out, so it's either nothing or still water. You'll go, well, I'm thirsty, so yes, I'll have some water then, fine. But I prefer the milkshake, please, vanilla. But I want better than vanilla football, obviously, bland. But it's a bad analogy. terrible analogy. But yeah, the Brendan Rodgers thing, I don't know. But look, he's obviously still somehow linked to the job, and there probably is something there. Whether or not, I don't know. I really don't know with that one. Again, my initial gut reaction to it when I heard it the first time was like, oh, no. No, I don't feel that. I just don't feel that. I don't think that's the elite manager that we're looking for. You know, you do have to compare to other clubs in this situation. I don't like to, but you do have to look at Thomas Tuchel, Klopp, Pep. You know, when you look at those, Conte now being back in the league, when you look at those clubs and those managers, where does Brendan Rodgers line up against them? You know, with Ollie, maybe it's here in the gap. With Brendan Rodgers, it's like here. But we're still off. We're still off. You know, that's the problem. And maybe it is a wait till the end of the season. But again, if we wait till the end of the season with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, then I don't even think we're going to get top 4. And this is the mind mess of a reality that Manchester United fans are in right now. It really is. And I don't think it's being hyped up by the board because they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. But what to pick out from that is, of course, that Manchester United are set to keep Solskjaer for now. And we know that. The Ralf Rangnick thing is disappointing because I think, like many people, right, there's been those clips on social media of Rangnick doing those speeches and talking about, you know, he's the father of the Gegenpress and all that kind of stuff. And he's the one that influenced the likes of Thomas Tuchel or Jurgen Klopp or that German style of playing, that German philosophy, all that kind of stuff. And you see that and you go, man, maybe that's what we need. We need someone that's experienced. I know he's like in his late 60s or whatever. Who cares? Maybe we need that experience. Maybe we need someone that's got that tactical philosophy. Even if they're just in interim to the end of the season, implement a tactical philosophy. You know, do you have players actually playing with a tactical nuance, actually having player roles, actually having instructions, actually setting up with a style of play? You see that and you go, man, we could do with that. And he's open to the job. And reportedly in the past, he's spoken to people like Ed Woodward when he's been at events and stuff like that, and they've been very impressed. But it was that report, wasn't it, by Romano that came out last night when essentially they said, look, Manchester United, they're not interested in old Ralph. They're not interested in him. He did impress them in the past, but they're just not interested. The main reason being, Rangnick, when he comes in, or if he came in, he wanted full control over the club, or full control over the playing staff and the playing style and transfers and stuff like that. You think this board's going to give up any kind of power? It's Game of Thrones stuff. That's the thing. It is Game of Thrones stuff. This is the reason also they're so reluctant to get rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And these reports have come out multiple times now. And that there is a structure at Manchester United, and it's the post-Mourinho structure, that basically means Ed Woodward, Richard Arnold, John Murtough, those people and the Glazers. I mean, the Glazers have all the power anyway. They have all the say it's their club. But those people specifically, you know, Ed Woodward, Arnold, Murtough, they have a lot of power and a lot of influence. And gradually over years, they've developed all this power and they don't want to give any of it away. They don't want to give any of it to a new guy coming in. Even if it's a football person, even if it's for the betterment of the club, the betterment of the on-field results, they don't want to give away that power. And I know that sounds dramatic and, like I said, Game of Thrones stuff. That's the reality we're living in right now. Because that's what Mourinho had when he was there. He had a bit of say. He had a bit of power. And then post-Mourinho, right, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you're called the manager, you're the coach. That's what you are. You're the coach. We'll handle transfers. We'll handle everything else. We'll give you players. We'll tell you what to do. You can make recommendations to us. Whether or not we actually follow through on it, that's up to us. And when you have someone like a Conte who's going to go, no, I'm not going to stand for that. Or you have someone like a Rangnick that goes, no, I'm not going to stand for that, because they're football people, because they understand how to be successful in football. They understand how to manage a big elite club. And they realize it can't be managed by bankers and finance people and their friends that they went to university with. That's what they really understand. And these people go, no. That's what we know. If we're going to get rid of Ollie, we need Ollie 2.0. And that's my concern. That's why I feel like this is just mental sort of mush that I'm in right now, is because I just feel like even if we did get rid of Ollie, we would get Ollie 2.0. That's why they don't have a succession plan. That's why they don't know who they're going to pick next, because they're going, who's like Ollie? Who is like Ollie? Who isn't going to fight back? Who is just going to just take what we say and just go, okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Who is going to do that? Who is going to be someone that is just happy to be there? Dream job. Because that's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If they could find someone that was like that, then Ollie would be gone and they would bring them in. But they can't at the moment. That's the problem. Because, again, an elite manager, an elite coach will push back because he knows what's right and wrong for a big club like Manchester United. That's the problem. Bobby G Nation says, Ollie, out. Obviously, not a fan of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. A couple of other things I do want to talk about briefly as well. I want to talk about Edison Cavani. I know I've been on a bit of a rant there, so I'm like you guys. If I think about it too long, it boils me. Honestly, I can feel myself like bubbling up again. I really can. We got nearly 850 people watching, so be sure to smash a like on the video. See, we're only 10 likes away from 300. So we'll see if we can get to 300 likes. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I want to talk about Edison Cavani. Cavani's done an interview, of course. this is the problem with Cavani, isn't it? And I'm a big Cavani fan. You know me. I've been saying since Cristiano Ronaldo signed, I've been saying that they should play together, or that we should find a solution to get them into the side. And Cavani, of course, was injured, didn't play against Manchester City, didn't go on international duty. And he's been speaking about his injury, what's been going on, all that kind of stuff. So this is what he had to say, quote, "You never know how things can happen. Sometimes in the best moments things happen to you, or sometimes when you think that everything is going wrong, things turn and start to work in a different way and everything changes." He says, "Today I want to recover as soon as possible to be at the disposal of Manchester United and my national team." He also said, "At the end of the day, that's what you want. You live 100% for football, and what you least want is to be out. So I want to recover and play these remaining months of the league and try to do it in the best way and to the top." He also spoke about playing with Cristiano Ronaldo. He said he is one of the great players that I've played with, and that arouses admiration in me. And I really enjoyed that last part of the sentence there, because I'm about 5 years old, obviously. And that when I hear the word arouses, it makes me laugh. The Cavani thing is disappointing. If you saw when he was talking about his injury as well, he basically said, look, I was injured when I was playing Spurs. It hurt when I played Spurs. It was a problem when I played Spurs. I played through the pain barrier, and then it got worse. The issue with Cavani, of course, and we knew this when we signed him, is that look, he's injury prone. He will play 2/3 of the season, but the other third he will be out, guaranteed. He is 34. I'm a big Cavani fan, and it's disappointing. Will he be ready for when Manchester United come back? I hope so, because I think we're better. I think that Ollie likes to talk about passion and desire, doesn't he? At least, Cavani is passion and desire. He's real passion and desire. Whether or not he'll be back to play, I don't know. But again, even when I talk about this, guys, and this is the frustrating thing, at the moment, I'm talking about Edinson Cavani, and I'm talking about how important he is to the Manchester United team, and I'm talking about his recovery time, when he'll be back, how important he is, playing with Cristiano Ronaldo, and I'm already kind of catching myself of going, Owen, man, it ain't the thing to talk about. That's what I kind of feel like, because it does feel really redundant, doesn't it? It does feel really redundant talking about player injuries and player contracts and all this kind of stuff, when just, I keep thinking back to yesterday's Flex and KG show, and I keep thinking back to that thumbnail. Manchester United are in chaos, because they are. They really are. Obviously, Cavani's a huge miss, and when he comes back, look, he arguably him and Ronaldo. Well, Ronaldo certainly has saved Ollie, and when they played against Spurs, Ronaldo and Cavani played well, and maybe that saved Ollie as well. But again, that was against a really poor side, so it's tough. It really is tough. To go back to Ollie and his future, and again, like I said, I'm not sure. I am one of those people, again, until we hear something concrete, I'm not a massive fan of speculation, it must be said, even though you could say, oh, and you've been speculating the whole stream. You'd be right. There were some other reports saying that, Solskjaer will be let go by United if he doesn't turn it around after the international break and all that kind of stuff, or other reports were saying if, the reports saying that Manchester United are just happy to qualify for Europe, they're way off the mark and all that kind of stuff. I don't buy it. I really don't buy those ones, not just because of the accounts necessarily they may be coming from, but I don't really buy it because, because I'm speechless. That's why I don't buy it. No, the reason I don't buy it is because he was given, was it 3 games to turn it around? He was given 3 games to turn it around. Did he turn it around? Not really. Yeah, he won against a really, really bad Spurs side, so much so that they let go of their manager, and now they're level on points with us, by the way, again. They showed more ambition than us. We drew barely against Atalanta. I get it. Away, Champions League, tough game, good side. But we scraped past them. Well, not even past them. We scraped equal to them by Cristiano Ronaldo. And then we got embarrassed by Old Trafford by our rivals once again. Did he turn things around? No. And it's this constant turn things around FC. We're going to give you an opportunity to turn things around. Things aren't being turned around. It's like that gif of Austin Powers, isn't it? When Austin Powers... and he's in that car in that hallway, and he's just going backwards, and that car ain't turning around, it's stuck. And that's what it feels like. Manchester United are stuck. And but that one of going, he's going to be given another opportunity to turn it around after the international break. Why? I just, you got given the opportunities as well. But again, it's difficult to wade through all that kind of stuff, because at the moment, at the moment now, and this is almost the problem with the international break, isn't it, coming after that result, is that there is just constant speculation. Constant speculation over and over and over and over and over again. And it's difficult because as a United fan, and this going back to it, is my biggest concern, is that, and I think Flex brought it up the other day, and it's a really good point when he said, okay, if Manchester United get rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which I think they probably should, right? If they get rid of him, then I don't trust this board. I don't trust this board. I don't trust these directors. I don't trust this club to find a replacement that is what we need. And I think that's the biggest problem, because I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, in the sense that, it's the outcome is kind of the same. And that's the frustrating thing for me, is the outcome could almost be the same. And I'm not going to celebrate anyone losing their job or anything like that. But if Ollie was let go tomorrow, which he won't, but if he was let go tomorrow, I would say, okay, that's a step in the right direction, a bit of ambition, because you're saying what we're doing at the moment isn't good enough. But at the same time, I would say, oh, who are they going to bring in? Not in the sense that, oh, there's nobody out there, because again, I don't subscribe to that. That frustrates the hell out of me, by the way, is those people when they'll go, well, who are we going to bring in? Ten Hag. It would be difficult. Come on. And I know it's cliche with Manchester United, but at the same time, if you're Manchester United, if you're Eric Ten Hag and you go to Manchester United want you, how often does that happen? How often in your career does that happen? Or it'd be difficult because it would cost Man United a lot of money. It would cost Man United a lot of money. Manchester United have money. Well, maybe the Glazers don't want to spend it. Man United got money. Or if you go, Manchester United should believe in themselves. It's how defeatist is it to think, probably we couldn't let go of Solskjaer because we wouldn't be able to convince any manager to leave their club. Why not? Why not? Why not? And it's almost that defeatist attitude already of, well, we might not be able to get anyone who would be the interim guy. Maybe we should give some more games to turn it around, I suppose. All that kind of stuff. And that's why I'm just at the moment, I'm just frustrated. I'm just frustrated, and I feel like I'm banging my head against a brick wall. A brick wall. I can't even talk, guys. Oh, I can't even talk. That's kind of what I'm feeling like right now. It must be said. But yes, we will continue. We will continue to support the club. I always will support the club. It's just such a tough time at the moment. It really is, and you've got other clubs laughing at us, and we're not showing ambition. Have we become, Arsenal? You know what I'll tell you what is, and I'll wrap it up here. You know what the most, for me, depressing program is? I was watching Premier League Years on Sky today, and I used to love Premier League Years. Oh, I used to love it. I think they should put it on Netflix, or they should put it at least on demand or something like that. I used to love watching Premier League Years, because 9 times out of 10, you turn it on, Manchester United winning the league, right? Because our history in the Premier League, since the Premier League was formed, tremendous. Most of the time you turn on Premier League Years and you go, oh, what great memories. Now I watch it, I'm sad. Now I watch it, I go, oh, look how good we used to be. Look how good we used to play. The one today was 2010 to 2011, when the year Berbatov was playing really well, scored that overhead kick against Liverpool. I've got the shirt over there. It was great. And I was watching, I go, Man United used to play great. Oh, Man United used to play such great football. And now I watch, I'm like, this is miles off. It's miles off. And at the same time, we used to mock Liverpool, didn't we? When Liverpool were going through their period in the mid 2000s, all that kind of stuff, we used to take the mick out of them, going, "Yeah, you used to be a big club. Yeah, you used to win things. Stop trading on your history. Do something today. Do something." We've become the same. Do something today, Manchester United. Like I said on the overview on Monday, Ollie likes to talk about passion and desire. Ollie likes to talk about, the United DNA, the United way. Where's the passion and desire in the boardroom? I feel like I'm talking to Ed Woodward. I'm not. He's probably around Gary Lineker's house or something like that. But where's the passion and desire in the boardroom? Where's the Manchester United DNA? Where's the Manchester United ethos? The Manchester United DNA is winning things. And when I've spoken about this before, people say, oh, Manchester United fans, they're so entitled. They think they're going to win the league every year. Because we used to. Because that was the standard that we won the league every year. The standards have dropped, and it's just depressing. It's just depressing. It really is. But look, guys. We're nearly up to, just over 350 likes. So as I'm wrapping up here, be sure to smash a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can get up to 400 likes. I've had tons of people watching tonight, so I really do appreciate everyone that's joined us. I don't even know the best way to finish off. Let's see if I can cheer myself up. Last time I did like a stream, I did a match reaction stream with DJ, and we just started talking about like fish puns or whatever. See if you can come up with your best pun. I don't want it to be a fish pun or whatever. I don't want it to be a fish pun this time. I want it to be a pun related to something else. I want it to be a pun. Come up with your best crisp pun. Right, we're talking about this in the match. I'm going way off topic, by the way. I was only meant to go for 30 minutes tonight. I've gone for 50. That's why I really enjoy talking to you guys. That's what these late night views are. They're just fun. Give me your favorite like crisp pun if you can, because I spoke about crisps at the end of the match view because I was just so done. I was so done with that game. I was so done with that game, and it was just so like depressing watching Manchester United just get outplayed and passed off the pitch by Manchester City, that I started just going like, what's your favourite packet of crisps? Do you remember Super Mario on Nintendo 64? Do you remember playing, I don't know, Mario Party? Do you remember all that kind of stuff? I was just going off on it because I just could not bear to watch that game. I could not. So can you name any like crisp puns to cheer me up? And it says crisp Cavani. Yes, okay. I'll rate that a 5 out of 10. I'll rate that a 5 out of 10. If anyone can come up with any crisp puns, that would be tremendous. I'm trying to think of some myself, and I can't think of any crisp puns related to Manchester United. What are we like? What are we like in terms of a crisp? What's a crisp that used to be really like good, but over time you just go, it's just gone to crap. It's like, you know what it is? It's like a Monster Munch, I think. Remember when you were younger, you used to get a packet of Monster Munch. There used to be like loads in a packet or whatever. You think it's great. I love a pack of Monster Munch. And now you open it, there's only like, 4 or 5 of the monster feet in there. And you go, oh, it's empty inside. That's what I feel like. I feel empty inside, like a modern day packet of Monster Munch. Tremendous. Tremendous. Rudolph the Red said we're like soggy quavers right now. And the soggy crisp thing is continuing. Mark says Man United are soggy Monster Munch. The Monster Munch things are the same. Key Buckley, skips. Tremendous. I like that. How could you sum up Manchester United in a crisp? Skips. Skip. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Brutus saying you describe Manchester United as Doritos. I don't know why. There's no triangles going on in Manchester United, I'm telling you now. Paulson's just saying quavers. We've gone off in the deep end. Look, guys, there's only 9 likes to go to 400, so be sure to smash a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. What do we have planned for the rest of the week? I don't know. It's International Week. The structure isn't really there. We'll have streams coming up every single day. Of course, we'll definitely have the full view on Sunday with everyone in there. I'm trying to think. We might have a show with more people in, either tomorrow or Friday or something like that. Either way, plenty of content coming soon. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Be sure to smash a like on the video. Have a good Wednesday, and I'll speak to you again, guys, very, very soon. Peace.